to our channel, Paradise in Paraguay, with your favorite YouTube family, Ramon and Miss Paradise.
What up, though?
Yes, from paradiseinparaguay.com. .com. Yes, we have a website.
Yes,
we got our own website. Now, actually, we've had our website for a while, to be honest. We just hadn't finished it yet.
Yep.
But as of recently, we have completed it. All the information that we want on there is there. You can find out all about the services that we offer. We offer services from residency services all the way down to helping you find a house, a car, or giving you local tours, or just showing you around whatever it is that you can request.
Yep.
Whatever it is that you like to request, you can request from
through
us.
our concierge services.
Yes.
We also break down our consultations as well as our residency services on the website. So any questions you got about what we have to offer, most of them should be able to be answered on the website. Anything you still might want to know, you can still contact us. There's a contact form on the website as well. So please hit us up at paradiseinparaguay.com. So,
okay, a finished website. Again, we've had this website for a while, but we finally found the time to complete it, and we are very proud of it. So yeah, go check us out, explore everything. We also have a blog.
Yep.
So we are giving you guys inside, a little bit of an inside, viewpoint.
Kind of our experiences from the past.
Give you a sneak peek of what
we necessarily made the videos for and whatnot. It's a bit easier to get content onto a blog, especially being parents of 3 wonderful but loud children. So we don't always find the time to pump these videos out, but we're trying to be able to disseminate content in other ways as well, just to get the information out there. So paradiseinparaguay.com.
Yes, and one of the ways we do that is through our blog.
Yeah, so check out our blog. We got, several stories up there
already.
Yeah.
And there'll be more.
There'll be more. Yep. So
I'm coming down the pipeline. Hey.
Yep.
All right, so you guys, let's get into it. I know that you guys saw the title. Okay, there's a lot of people tired of the mess that's going on in the United States, our beloved home country.
Yes.
We love the place, in general, as far as, we're glad that we're from there, but
We don't love the pathway it's been on and where the way it's continuing to go, and honestly, we don't really see a way off of this pathway.
Therefore, we don't want to live there.
No.
I just want to finish that sentence.
Right. So anyway, this shutdown, it's been the longest in U.S. history,
Horrible.
42 days.
Horrible.
Lots and lots of people affected in negative ways. Let's start out
too
with
many people.
The essential workers.
Yeah.
The essential workers. Now, let's get into that title for a moment. Essential workers, but they're essentially not being paid.
Right.
Don't understand why we're going to have categories to, differentiate essential and non-essential, but yet there's no real differentiation in regards to who's getting paid. Like, what's the point of really
or who's supposed to
having
get
these
paid?
Categories?
Yeah, if you're essential, you should essentially be getting paid, regardless of what's going on with the government, whether they having agreements or disagreements or whatnot. And it's really, it's beyond unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's very concerning that the government has allowed these people to not be paid to where they have become, back to the title, so fatigued that they're not coming into work.
Right.
That's why all these flights are being canceled.
Yeah. They were talking about the air traffic controllers as well as TSA officers.
Yes, both of them control security in more than one way. Security, how is that not important enough to be paid?
Right. So I think over the last few days, and in total, thousands of flights have been affected, canceled, delayed. So when you multiply that by the amount of people on those planes, we've got a ridiculous amount of people who are just having a really, really difficult time getting to where they're trying to go across our beautiful, large country. Oh, and also in and out of the country. So
in and out. It's a lot. There's lots of problems.
Yeah. So
people having to probably sleep in the airport.
Oh yeah.
They're having to exercise alternative options such as renting a car,
buses or trains, or car rentals, and driving across the country. So
they can't get a flight.
Or maybe buying new tickets on the spot for flights that haven't been canceled. Like, everybody's really being affected, whether you're a traveler or one of these essential workers, or federal workers at least. So that's been very, very unfortunate for them, and the type of pressures that everybody has been under, especially with Thanksgiving coming up and the Thanksgiving travel rush and everything.
Oh man.
that's got to be something that's been really stressful for a lot of people. So we really,
According to what they've been saying, we've been seeing, lots of videos, and a lot of people have been expressing, extreme levels of frustration. So
yeah, we
we're
really,
not
really
just
feel for
speaking
y'all.
from, speculation, like, or just assuming this is what's going on, and, like for real.
So
it's really sad.
And then we got some other essential workers that have been getting paid. I hope in full, but they've been getting paid through emergency measures and also pledges from some rich guy. That would be the military, ICE, and Department of Homeland Security. Now, at least
so military, ICE, and the Department of Homeland Security.
so at least those essential
Getting
workers
paid.
have been getting paid.
But
I
not from the
believe.
government. Somebody else had to step in to do the government's job.
Well, no, also emergency measures. So they did make some exceptions with them.
Okay.
But how come they couldn't make exceptions for the others, But then we also had Congress. They've been getting paid without exception. They're just getting paid automatically. They're the ones behind the shutdown.
They're paid on every stop.
And they're paid on the stop. And guess what? Out of all these workers, I'm pretty sure the congressmen and congresswomen are the ones that needed the checks the least because they're the ones the most well off and in control. Right. So, I mean, supposedly that's part of the Constitution. Maybe we need to look at that. Maybe we need to look at that.
Yeah,
It really makes you think.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well,
they know what's in there and how it was set up, and they have no intentions on making any alterations. You're right.
So
I don't
know.
That.
Yep. So
they're going to continue to get paid.
Yeah. So then also moving on in regards to what this
other areas
shutdown
that
have been affecting. Oh snap! It's been affecting the SNAP program, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, formerly known as food stamps. It's been affecting a lot of recipients of that, whether it's been children or single parents or older people, disabled people. It's been affecting a lot of people. Depending on the state. Some people have been fortunate enough to have states that have somehow managed to get them full funding, while other states you're getting a partial or maybe even none, or maybe it's coming late. It's different for everybody. Everybody's experience is different right now, and so it's really, really unfortunate that a lot of these people that do need these benefits are not able to get them. But then at the same time, there's a lot of people that have been playing the system, So therefore, there are some, people that's on the outside looking in like, I ain't really got no sympathy for you anyway, because all you do is sell them to go get your hair and nails done and other things that's not important. Right. There is a sector of people that do what I just said. Right, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be a minority of the people, but generally the bad apples make it worse for everybody. Yeah. So that sucks.
I hope it's a minority, but I just know what I've seen personally in my life, and I've seen a lot. I hope it's a minority of all recipients.
Yeah, certain hoods, when you're at the gas stations or the convenience or liquor stores.
They stand outside the grocery store.
You got them food stamps, two for one,
half off,
half off, 2 for 1. So
like, don't you need them yourself for your food? No.
Apparently not. So.
And that's only one of the ways that people are, finagling the system.
Yeah.
There's other people that just don't really qualify, but they know how to,
qualify.
Fill out the application the right way to qualify, like you said. So. And unfortunately, that takes away from the people that really, really do need it. They could be getting a bigger chunk, the ones that actually, who actually qualify, who meet all the requirements legally without lying. They could be getting a bigger chunk if there wasn't so many people that have been chronic, I don't want to say chronic users, but chronic abusers of the system.
Right.
It
made it a career.
Yeah, there's been people on these type of benefits for way longer than what you're supposed to be on. And it's supposed to be, it was designed to be a temporary help.
And they're out here bragging on here, showing their food hauls and stuff off of Snap. So ain't no shame. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
and that's why there's been more.
You guys that are doing that are messing it up for the people who really in need. So
they don't care.
Cut it out. It's messed up. So
it is messed up.
That's Medicare, Medicaid. Fortunately, have not been greatly affected by the shutdowns yet.
Not yet.
Hopefully, these shutdowns do stop. The shutdown does stop soon, so therefore they will not be affected because there's a lot more people vulnerable to be affected in a very negative way if those programs do get cut in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
Section 8, Section 8 has secured funding until December. So as long as the shutdown does not go past December, which, you know, we're supposedly on a pathway to open the government back up, Section 8 landlords still should be receiving their payments. So therefore, Section 8 tenants still should be
receiving
housing. Yes.
You don't want a mass, you know, kick out
evictions or at least
mass evictions to happen.
or at least the start of those processes in mass. We don't want that. So
because that would just increase the, you know, frustration / government shutdown fatigueness that's already happening.
and then we also have to consider that it is winter or going into winter, or it would be losing funding after December, which would be the dead of winter or almost the dead of winter. So we really don't want Section 8 and HUD to be losing funding at the end of December, right after Christmas.
For those that don't know, Section 8, because everybody don't know what those, you know.
That's true.
Affiliations and all that stuff. Maybe. It is the part of the social services that the United States government fund in order to help those who are less fortunate gain housing if they can't afford it with their, you know, their normal income.
So the government.
And there are some people that have no income.
Yeah, so the government generally will guarantee payments to landlords that are part of the program, which can cover the vast majority, if not the total amount of rent for the Section 8 benefit recipient.
Right.
So essentially, it's guaranteed rent payments as long as the government's open.
Right.
So,
for those that qualify.
Right,
and
for
of course,
those that
there
qualify.
are people that are playing that system too, but
yeah.
you know, God's watching you. Go ahead.
So anyway, so good thing they've got funding until December. Let's hope and pray that the shutdown does not go into that month. Head Start, which is another social service, which is funded by the government, or at least assisted with the government assists with funding.
That helps parents.
Is preschool essentially for kids that are not school age yet, so under 5s, under 4s, under 5s.
Yeah.
So
it essentially acts as a daycare, basically.
Yep. For working parents that need to go to work. So unfortunately, a lot of funding has been affected for Head Start programs, and unfortunately, a lot of Head Start programs have been cut and canceled. So that has caused, I'm sure, quite a bind for a lot of parents, a lot of busy working parents
who are trying to get to work, the people that's trying to do the right thing and actually pull their own weight in society by getting a job if they're able-bodied, and now they, you know, who they at a point had some help, you know, as far as, again, it acts as a daycare. So you got somewhere to take your children while you go to work and all that, but now they are in a bind and they have to find alternatives as far as someone to, you know, care for their children while they try to go to work.
Right. So
Head Start is pretty much closed.
I don't know if it's fully closed, but I do know that a lot of programs have been affected. So I guess it really depends on where you are and how the state has worked funding out for those programs.
Maybe not fully closed, but like you said, definitely affected as far as like staffing shortages, because no one wants to come to work for free. No one.
Exactly. The Social Security, thank God, has not been affected yet. So everybody that's getting Social Security disability or insurance or retirement benefits,
they're still good.
They're still good for now. But that's just in context of the shutdown in general. Those are still set to not be fully solvent in around 2034. Actually, last time I looked at this, it was 2035, but it looks like they cut another year off of it. So now
that's terrible.
Projected for not full solvency at 2034. So we've got about 9 years, you guys, till
everything just keeps getting worse and worse.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, about 9 years till Social Security programs are not fully funded, and there's going to have to be a lot more cuts or some type of figuring something out how to make this work.
That's the projections, you guys. Do your research, but that's the projections that's out there.
Yep, and not too long ago it was 2035, so now it's 2034. Maybe another 5 years it'd be 2020, 2033, 32. I don't know. We'll see.
So you can't depend on Social Security.
No.
It's called Social Security. It's not secure.
And
go ahead.
And just to give you a little more background about this program, you know, if you're not fully informed about it, it's basically government-funded retirement, or at least retirement supplement. Because if you're really trying to live off Social Security, that's pretty tough nowadays.
That's why I just said it's not secure.
Yeah, it's pretty tough nowadays. Even if it was secure, most people are
It's
getting
not
what,
that
around
much.
2,000 at most a month.
At most.
And so when you combine that with the cost of living increases and inflation that's going to be happening, if it's not enough for you now, it won't be enough for you in the future probably. So you probably want to have an additional type of retirement fund, like a 401k or something, and along with that, IRAs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But back to Social Security, currently full Social Security age for people around our age, or people born after 1960 something, I forgot what it was, but basically most younger people in our age, our full retirement Social Security age to get full benefits is not until age 67.
That's ridiculous.
That's almost 70 years old. But we can start
Almost 70.
receiving benefits at 62, but that's going to be at a reduced rate permanently.
30% reduction.
Yeah, about a 30% reduction.
For
So
those
if
that
your
take it out early.
so if your Social Security was set to be about $2,000 a month at age 67, but you have to or need to or want to retire at 62 instead of at 67, there'll be a 30% reduction at that. So that was at $600 less. So you'll be getting $1,400 instead of $2,000 per month.
And that's huge. That's a huge cut.
Yeah, $600 a month is a big deal, and it's not going to jump up. And maybe it'll rise with cost of living increases, but as there's more and more pressure on the fund, because it's going to lose solvency in about 9 years or less.
Right. Anyway.
What's really going to happen? I don't know, but it's just getting worse. We were talking about this back when we first moved, or we're planning to move, and it's just.
We're just looking at projections back then, and then like. A lot of the projections and just our own discernment that we were using has just came to prove that our thoughts and assumptions, if you will, were right.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, we didn't want it to be this way, but we were just like, we really think these things are things are about to spiral out of control in more than one way, and that's exactly what's been proven to happen.
Yeah, that's what's been going on. So let's just go back and talk about this shutdown a little bit. Again, this is the longest shutdown in the history of the United States.
Yeah, so let's talk about the history.
Yeah, a little bit of history. Now, a little bit of a breakdown. Now, from my point of view, our point of view, 9-10 years ago, we were pretty much guessing that things were going to be getting worse. So let's on all fronts, but let's just put it in terms of the shutdown and just kind of see. So in the last few decades, starting around in 1976, we had a shutdown under the Ford and Carter administration, and it was about 10 days. Then the next year, there was a shutdown in 77 for about 12 days. The next year, in 78, a shutdown was 17 days. So you see it's going up now. Obviously, the mid to late 70s were quite tumultuous to have the shutdowns 3 years in a row. And then, things calmed down. But then we get to 96 under Clinton, we have a shutdown for 21 days. The trend is continuing. The
span of the shutdowns are getting longer.
Back in 76.
And so it's the frequency of them.
Well, not yet. But anyway, it goes
not at this point, but it will.
From 10 years to 10 days of shutdown, now we had 21 days for the shutdown. So the shutdown duration has doubled. Then we jumped to 2013 under the Obama administration, and we had a 16-day shutdown. So things calmed down a little bit, but then we jumped back to another shutdown in 2019 under the Trump administration. Now, hold on, I want to mention this is before we moved after the Obama shutdown, but still while Obama was president, and before Trump even won a primary. So again, our move was not fueled by Trump winning or anything like that, like a lot of people like to assume, because it just happened to happen in a similar year when he became a candidate. But we actually saw him win the primary from Paraguay.
So we had already moved,
right? And no one was taking him serious at that point. It wasn't until he won the primary that people took him serious. Yeah. And we watched that from our living room in Paraguay.
So again, we're just reiterating
things
the fact
in
that
context.
we mentioned before.
Right.
It's not because of any sitting president, honestly, because honestly, we believe that it doesn't matter who's in office. It don't matter which side is in office. It really doesn't. The U.S. is on a declining slope Period.
Period.
It just is what it is.
There's bumps up and down,
we already
but
knew
the trend is down. The
Yeah.
trend is down. And
Regardless
so,
of- yeah.
but let's go back. 2019, under Trump's first term, we had a shutdown of 34 days. So that's a huge jump up. So now we're back to the increasing duration trend. And now we're in 2025, and we are in the record shutdown of 42
Record.
days. More than 4 times longer than any shutdown since we started having shutdowns in recent history back in 76.
76.
So
Wow.
that is giving you an idea of how the political pendulum is swinging back and forth, but yet it is increasing in amplitude both way in
Yes.
each direction.
Yes.
So yeah, is
Both
there going
sides
to
are
be
getting more and more polarized.
exactly?
Yes.
So is there going to be a longer shutdown next time? I don't know, but the trends point that way.
Right. And that's
So-
what I was getting at when I said what I said before.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. It's gonna just be, becoming longer and longer.
The good news is, supposedly, as of the most recent news, the last update we looked at, as of this recording, supposedly there's a pathway to open the government back up. The Senate has a proposal that a bill that they have passed, and now I guess tomorrow it should be moving to the House. And hopefully, if they pass, the media is saying that they're expected to pass
likely.
it. So then that would lead to the government being able to open back up. So that would be great.
However,
Yes, however, that is still just for a short-term continuing resolution, which is a short-term agreement on a short-term agreement because
right?
because first of all, this
Temporary.
continuing resolution is only up until January of
Yeah.
2026, so that's only for a few months to get us past the holiday rush. So everybody won't have so much of a problem for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. Great, but it's still, if we do come to a long-term agreement, that's still a long-term agreement for 1 year. Like every year, there's a potential for a shutdown.
Yeah, it should be a years-long agreement, you would think, but it only
Yeah.
lasts
These-
one fiscal
Yeah,
year.
these are negotiations for each fiscal budget. So each year, the Congress
There's a
has to come
potential.
together, and there's a potential for a shutdown. So
Yeah.
even though the time between this shutdown and the last shutdown was
A few
6 years,
yeah.
and before that it was 6 years. No, yeah, it was 6 years before that. So in 6 years, we have the potential for this to happen every 5, 4, 3, 2, every year.
Every year,
So
possibly. And as
we don't know if that's going to happen, but all we can do is find out. So we know they've been getting longer. Are they going to happen more and more often than every 6
Right.
years? I don't know, but we'll find
We
out.
hope not,
We hope not. Right.
but our hope isn't enough.
No,
It's
no.
about who's in power and what they decide to do
Right. So,
or not decide to do.
but let's focus on actually what is behind all of this. Now,
Right, what's behind all this big disagreement
right.
that is causing all this
Now,
tension?
and it's a lot of, now this is a highly political thing. You've got conservatives versus liberals, you got Republicans versus Democrats, but this has nothing to do with
The real
social
reason,
issues.
yeah.
It has nothing to do with social issues. The government didn't shut down because of gay marriage. The government didn't shut down because of gun control. The government didn't shut down because of any of our social issues that we are also arguing about a lot.
Yeah,
The government shut down because of money.
that's it.
And what is
What
this?
money you talking about? Make it clear, make it plain.
Let's focus on the national debt. Now, this was
Yeah.
something we were focused on and was a big concern for us back
In
when we
2016.
moved back in 2016. But let's focus on what the current status is now. We are in about $38 trillion in debt. $38 trillion in debt. Most of us can't even fathom
even
that
count
number.
some.
Well, no one in their lifetime can count that high. Period. You won't be able to. Currently, it's rising at about $2 trillion per year.
Per year.
And let's break that down. That's about
Okay.
$6 billion a day. $6 billion a day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now,
It's
another good,
that's insane.
yeah, that's insane.
Seriously.
And then let's talk about what it costs to service this debt. Now, when we say first service this debt, when you got credit card debt and whatnot, you only pay the minimum payments. A lot of us have been there. I'm sure a lot of us are paying minimum payments right
A
now
lot of people are
because.
there right now because
Exactly.
ain't nobody got no money there.
So that's exactly what the U.S. government is doing. We're paying minimum payments. We're not paying the principal at all. We can't afford to do that. We are paying the interest payment. And right now, That is about $1 trillion per year that we are paying. That's about what we pay to operate our military, which is the largest military in the world by far.
Yeah.
And there's about an equal amount of that going to debt servicing, just interest, not principal. So,
It's not getting
yeah.
better.
No, so let's rewind a bit back to when we moved and what we were looking at back then. So back then it was just under 20 billion. So we're at 38. It was at a little under 20. It's almost doubled. It's
Right.
almost doubled.
Yeah.
Back then, it was rising at about 1.4 trillion a year. Now we're rising at 2 trillion a year. So you see, that's gone up. And back then, it was rising at about 4 billion a day. And again, now it's about 6 billion a day. So that's a big contrast. That's a big contrast. Back then.
And it seems like, not it seems like it isn't, there is no solution in sight.
No.
It can't be. Where's the money going to come from?
Oh
wait, we know. The printing machine.
Oh, yeah, that, and also.
And that's going to cause more inflation because it's going to reduce the value of the dollar further. Duh.
Yeah, that, and also depending on who's in power.
Yeah.
When the Democrats are in power, then the big companies, and the rich people are going to have to pay more. And when the Republicans are in power, then the middle class and the lower class are going to have to pay more. It's going to probably go back and forth between each one, as it has been, and everybody's just going to kind of get raked over the coals. Alternatively, that's just kind of how it's going to, while receiving worse and worse services from the government.
Yeah, that's
so yeah.
Not part.
And so
but the more shutdowns, probably, in the midst of all of that as well,
affecting more and more federal workers and more citizens in various ways.
Yeah.
So
people not getting their food and housing and all that.
So let's fast forward this a little bit, and the 5-year projection for the debt is projected to be over $40 trillion, and the 10-year projection is projected to be between $52 and $60 trillion. So that means in 5 years we'll be paying about $1.77 trillion per year to service the debt, pay the interest, and in about 10 years we'll be paying about $2.4 trillion per year to service that debt, aka pay the interest, not the principal. So yeah, can you imagine in 10 years we'll be paying more than double of what we're paying to fund our military?
That's awful.
That is crazy.
So what's gonna happen though? Like this is so unsustainable. It's crazy.
It's very, very unsustainable. And honestly, that's one of the major factors.
It's gonna be an implosion. That's bound to happen. This cannot keep going.
That's one of the major factors that influenced our move, because that affects everything in regards to your quality of life in the United States.
Right.
Whether it's you're getting taxed one way or another, whether it's through inflation, whether it's through policy, you're getting taxed. You're getting taxed. And your purchasing power and your income relative to the cost of living is getting way out of whack. So
as is the case now.
And so some more examples of this, what I call this political pendulum increasing in amplitude. Of course, we've had in the most recent presidential election, Donald Trump wiped the floor with Joe Biden. Well, no, I'm sorry, not Joe Biden. Initially it was Joe Biden, but then Kamala. And now we've had some off-cycle elections, and the Democrats have been wiping the floor with Republicans. So it seems like the political pendulum is starting to swing the other direction.
I'm doing the mop.
And governors, the governorships in New Jersey and Virginia have been won by Democrats. New York City has a new Democratic mayor-elect. There have been legislative flips in Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Mississippi. So the South is turning blue again. It just seems that's what's going on. So what's going to happen in the next midterm election, what's going to happen in the next presidential election, we're going to find out. But it looks like from this off-cycle election, things are starting to change a bit. So we'll see. So, yeah.
There's so much. There's a lot going on, isn't there, people?
Yeah.
It's crazy, And these types of problems don't just happen in the United States. Let's touch on that for a minute.
No, they're not happening just in the U.S.
A lot of these type of economic instabilities and social problems and stuff like that the United States is experiencing and have been experiencing is also experienced in other westernized countries or developed countries.
Yeah, and honestly,
It's a developed country disease or something.
and it's kind of well, let's get into another example. And now I know most of our viewers would not consider Argentina a fully developed country like the United States, but relatively speaking,
it's pretty developed for those that don't know. It's not, like, Bolivia or even like here in Paraguay as far as GDP or whatever.
No, it's quite developed for South America, and it's had quite a bit of political pendulum going back and forth to the point where they have had so many economic issues to the point where we actually just bailed them out. Trump just decided to bail Argentina out with $20 billion, but what is going on with our country? What is going on with the United States? Where is the United States experiencing the Argentinification of itself? Is the political pendulum swinging back and forth so much that we are going to need a bailout? But
who will be able to bail the greatest, the richest country out?
Well, actually, can it be argued that we've already been receiving bailouts for decades in the form of the treasury bills we've been selling has us in this debt that we're in right now? Because the U.S. dollar is the worldwide reserve currency.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why we really can do this and keep printing this money like so. But the chickens are going to come home to roost. It's not going to stay like this forever. The United States reserve currency has been weakening over the years, and I think we're currently at around 50% of the worldwide reserve currency. Give it 5-10 more years, we're going to be at less than half, I'm sure. We got BRICS with their alliance. They're adding more and more countries to their alliance, so that's weakening the reliance on the dollar.
Yeah.
And so the trends are the dollar.
Trends are trending.
Yeah.
The trends are trending.
And it's not good in the United States' favor. And getting back to this political brouhaha between the Republicans and the Democrats, who really has a solution? Because it doesn't matter what color the tablecloth and the curtains are on the Titanic when it's still sinking.
If it's right,
it don't matter if it's blue. It doesn't matter if it's red. The ship is sinking.
It don't matter if it's plaid, polka dot, stars on it.
So while there's still lifeboats available, you might want to hop on one.
Come on now. That was a word.
And that's kind of where we come back and circle back to paradiseinparaguay.com. So, if you're fatigued, if you're getting developed country fatigue, if you're getting political fatigue from wherever you are
you getting broke fatigue?
Are you getting social fatigue? Whatever type of fatigue, inflation fatigue, financial pressure fatigue, whatever the type of fatigue that you are experiencing in your country that you're residing in now,
you might not have to.
Not here. Maybe.
You might not have to continue to experience that if you are open to getting some information to consider living somewhere else.
Yeah, relocation.
You may not have to, continue experiencing what you're experiencing. You just never know until you really start exploring other options. You might just be, dealing with something you don't have to deal with. You don't have to be afraid to, open your eyes to other possibilities.
Yeah, a lot of these fatigues are symptoms of being in a developed country. So maybe you might be open to checking out developing countries. They are tend to be not as many issues like that. Well, depending on what where we're talking about, but we specifically are talking about Paraguay because that's where we are. That's paradiseinparaguay.com.
Right. Now we don't want to make it seem like here don't have no problems.
Of course,
we're not saying
problems.
that.
Yes.
We don't want to be disingenuous.
No.
Of course, there are problems everywhere, in any country that you may consider relocating to.
Right.
But the question is, does the pros outweigh the cons?
Right. And right now, a lot of the people watching this video, they're under a lot of financial pressure. Maybe they're trying to retire and trying to figure out how that's going to work. Maybe they're trying to figure out how they're going to have or grow or continue to grow their family.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just trying to figure out what the next career move might be or what the next entrepreneurial move might be.
Or just how they're going to eat the next day. There's people that have been faced with the decision on, am I going to eat today? or have more than one meal today, or am I going to pay my rent?
Yeah.
You know, can I put gas in my car, or can I pay this medical bill because I have an underlying health condition and I gotta go to the doctor on a regular basis?
Yep.
And these bills keep piling up. Like there's so many situations.
And with cost of living projected to continue to increase, and wages projected to continue not to increase at the same rate, that's a problem. That's a big problem. That's been a problem we've been living through recently, and it's a problem it seems like we're going to continue to live through in regards to people still in the United States, at least.
Yeah.
Food's going to continue to go up. Housing's going to continue to go up. We are not really seeing how those pressures are going to be relieved. Transportation and vehicles are probably going to continue to go up, especially since they're still trying to push these computers on wheels, essentially. So yeah, everything's still going up. Now that doesn't mean
it's not going to stop.
And that doesn't mean there's not inflation down here in Paraguay. Of course, there's inflation down here.
Or just inflation in the whole continent, on the whole continent.
But things here are generally relatively stable, and if you've got any type of income in the United States, you pretty much got some type of stability here in Paraguay.
Right.
If you've got any reasonable amount of income that is transferable down there, whether it's a retirement fund that can pay you, you've got some real estate with some tenants that can pay you, whether you've got you're on Social Security, whether it's insurance or disability or retirement, all of these incomes actually can give you a viable living down here.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we don't just want to talk about, again, just people in the United States.
No.
We are equal opportunity consultants.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Equal opportunity residency assistance. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we will help whoever, decides to contact us. But we're mainly talking to people that are probably experiencing the things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not experiencing the things that we're talking about, great,
Yeah,
wonderful.
you're probably not even concerned about leaving.
There could be people that's not experiencing those things that want to leave their country for other reasons.
True.
And they are exploring different places around the world, and if they happen to come and, land on Paraguay in their research, hopefully you come across us. You also, we have open arms to you too.
Yeah.
But right now we're just saying, specifically for people that are having the worst times, hardship-wise and societal problem-wise, economic and government shutdown problem-wise.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about people that's experiencing those things.
Those are the ones probably seeking out information like this the most at the moment. So we really sympathize and feel for everybody going through hardships during this period. But we only project it's going to continue to get worse. So
unfortunately, and you probably do too. You've been paying attention to the news and just looking around outside where you live. Specifically, it ain't even just about the news. It's about your real life, real lived experience. You probably know it's not really about to get better either.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
The writing's on the wall, unfortunately.
So, if you're one of those people that need some information to help you decide if moving abroad is right for you, specifically coming down here to South America, to little old humble Paraguay in particular, and you need some guidance and you need your questions answered, and you need to know how the residency process works, and you want to talk to someone that can relate to you and that speaks English without an accent, again, relate to somebody that has been there and understands where you're coming from and your level of your lifestyle level and all of that, which is something that people that are offering these services can't necessarily connect with you on. Contact the guy and girl Ramon in Paradise at paradiseinparaguay.com.
And again, Paraguay is not for everyone. So one of the things that we offer a really great service for is really trying to determine if this is the right place for you. You probably have a list of places that you're trying to figure out and get through. So
just like we did.
So when you get to Paraguay, contact us and we'll give you the lowdown on if this is really the place for you or not. We'll give you the honest to God's truth. We're not trying to just say this is where you got to go. We know for sure this is not a place for most people, but it is a place for some people. And if you're interested, we can help you determine if this is a place for you.
Absolutely.
That's all we got for today, y'all. Stay strong, peace, and nos vemos.
Nos vemos.